How does early childhood education help with kids? Early childhood education helps with kids because it prepares kids for readiness and long-term success. It teaches them science, reading, grammar, spelling, and math. What are the learning strategies that a child have? There are many learning strategies that a child is capable of. Visual, auditory, reading and writing, and kinesthetic are all examples of learning strategies. Why is it so essential for teachers to access a child's learning? It is so essential for a teacher to access a child's learning so that the child can understand on what the teacher wrote on the board. For example, if the child doesn't understand something, then the child can go to tutoring and ask the teacher for help. Good afternoon. My name is Kia Sarah Soar, and I attend Southwest Tennessee Community College. My goal is to become a daycare assistant. I plan to pursue a career in early childhood education because I am interested in teaching kids learning strategies and new information. Early childhood education plays a big impact on a child's success. Why is early childhood education so important for children? Early childhood education is so important for children so that they can learn new information about new topics and new and new materials as they learn new information. Today, I will inform you about early childhood education. In this presentation, we will first describe how early childhood education plays a big impact on a child's foundation. Next, we would explain on how curricular activities can have a positive impact on children. Lastly, we would inform you about how kids can become successful at school. Let's begin discussing about a child's learning development. Jean Piaget is a psychologist who who is prone to own child development. He used a demonstration on his children for using this method of child psychology. There are four learning stages that a child has in their foundation. The first one is the motor stage. The motor stage begins at 0 to 2 years old. At 0 to 2 years old, a child learns how to crawl and learns how to clap. The second stage is pre-occupational. Pre-occupational starts from 2 to 7 years old. At 2 to 7 years old, children knows how to children knows how to play with toys and knows how and observes more. The third one is is the third stage, and it requires them to, and it's 7 to 11 years old. It requires them to add and subtract. The fourth one is the last stage, which is 11 to adulthood, and it shows them that they're able to make lifelong decisions and they're figuring out who they are in life. Curricular activities, also known as after-school activities, are activities that involves learning programs that students can be a part of. There are many different curricular activities out there for students to attend. There's sports, dance, and singing. Research shows that students who participate in these curricular activities, they are more likely to make new friends and have better connections with other people. What are the most what are the benefits of participating in these curricular activities? Well, it produces mental health, it lowers social anxiety, it lowers self-esteem and self-worth. Kids become disciplined by doing their schoolwork and by participating in these activities like teamwork and collaborating with others. An example of this is a child that that understands new information, that understands the material a lot better than a student that didn't go to school. Another example of a child being disciplined is having parents. Research shows that students who have two parent households are more likely to have better better academics in school and have a positive well-being. 40% of students that attends regular school, they tend to have they tend to they tend to know the material a lot better and get as much information as they can. A good example of this is a person that goes to tutoring. Going to tutoring is so important because a child sometimes they have difficulties on learning, so they make sure that they go to tutoring and they get help on what they're struggling in, whether it's, let's say, a difficult math problem or English homework, or let's say history and etc. Studying is very important when it comes to tests, quizzes, and exams. Studying every single day has a positive impact on has a positive impact on the human in general. Students who study for test quizzes and exams, they tend to do better versus someone who didn't study and they flunk out. What have we learned today? Well, we learned that education is the most powerful uh, education is the most powerful weapon in the world. What he's trying to say is that students who attend class every single day and participate are more likely to get involved with the community. Getting involved includes you making new friends and getting involved as much as you can.